The Patriots, without J.C. Jackson, are mighty thin at the cornerback position. They're going to have to make some additions this offseason if Mr. INT is no longer in a Patriots uniform. I'm Evan Lazar for CLNS Media, reporting from Gillette Stadium with your free agency preview series. We're going to talk about a few cornerbacks here. The Patriots don't seem inclined to pay J.C. Jackson. He seems to have priced himself out of the Patriots market, at least for the time being. New England will still monitor, obviously, J.C. Jackson's free agency status, and if his contract that his agent Neil Schwartz believes is out there for Jackson doesn't come to fruition, I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots jump back in late to try to get Jackson back here in New England. But as of right now, the asking price for Jackson is too high to keep him off the free agency market altogether, so the Patriots will look elsewhere at the cornerback position, and it's scary with Jalen Mills and Jawan Williams, Miles Bryant, and Jonathan Jones and Shaun Wade as the only corners currently under contract for New England next season. The Pats need upgrades, they need depth, they need bodies, but they most importantly need that top dog to replace JC. In this free agent market, I don't think the Patriots are going to be in on Carlton Davis from the Buccaneers. I think that's out of their price range. If you want to go down to the next tier, a guy like Tre'Davious Ward from the Kansas City Chiefs is interesting. He's not on J.C. Jackson's level. He's not a bona fide number one corner, but I do think he's a low-end number one corner. Now, there are some murmurs out there in league circles that Tre'Davious Ward's contract is going to take some people by surprise, so he might price himself out of New England as well, but he is somebody that can play some man, played a lot of man in Kansas City, has the ability to play different schemes that the Patriots like to play, and can be a little bit cheaper, at least than J.C. Jackson. I think we're talking about more in that $13 to $14 million range instead of 18 plus, which might be better off for the Pats and more in Bill Belichick's wheelhouse. Another corner that is a trade candidate for New England that I think fits a similar bill to Tre'Davious Ward is James Bradberry with the New York Giants, set to make $13.5 million in cash for the 2022 season, a more realistic cap expectation for the Patriots at that number one cornerback spot. And James Bradberry can play. Make no mistake about it. We saw him out here at training camp last season when the Patriots held joint practice against the Giants, pick off Mac Jones a couple of times in practices. He's a good man coverage corner, probably better in off man than press, but he can press receivers and he can play man coverage. He can find the football. He can take guys on number one on an island. It's a one-year deal for Bradberry, essentially, for the Patriots at $13.5 million. You use him as a bridge. You draft somebody in April, and then you can bridge that gap from JC to the next guy with a veteran and a stable veteran in that, and a guy like James Bradberry, who also happened to play for Joe Judge with the New York Giants, so they have some intel on the type of player and the type of person that James Bradberry is. The Giants dumping salary left and right, so I don't think that Bradberry is going to be an expensive trade. Maybe a day 3 pick is all it would take to get James Bradberry in New England. I like that option the best out of all the options currently on the open market. A one-year $13.5 million commitment to James Bradberry to bridge that gap from J.C. Jackson to whoever the Patriots target in the draft in April at the cornerback position. So there you have it. Those are the two targets I could see the Patriots going after in this cornerback market: Tre'Davious Ward, James Bradberry via trade from the New York Giants, and we will have a lot more free agency coverage right here on Patriots Press Pass, so hit that subscribe button and keep it right here with CLNS Media. Thanks for watching our coverage of the 6-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Patriots Press Pass, for a lot more exclusive content on the Patriots right here on CLNSmedia.com.